What I'm holding right now on my hand is a mock-up of what manufacturers use to create accessories for the next generation iPhones, and that is right. This right here is actually the iPhone 14 Pro, as it does have the new hole punch out for the camera sensors in the front for Face ID. And when we compare it to side by side with the current iPhone 13 Pro, they're not really too far apart. Actually, by looking at the backside, it looks almost similar. Except this time, one of these three cameras, one of which is going to be the new larger 48 megapixel camera. And so in today's video, I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and talk about everything we know so far about the upcoming Apple event, where we're going to go ahead and see the upcoming next generation iPhones, a little bit more information about the Apple Watch, as well as the Apple Watch Pro, and all that's going to take place in September. Let's go ahead and get started. So all the information that we'll be talking about today is all provided by Bloomberg, with Mark Gurman report, as he stated that Apple is targeted to actually unveil their Apple event on September 7th on a Wednesday. And the event is basically going to be primarily focused on the next generation devices for Apple, as well as to unveil for a secret surprise, allegedly. As rumor has it, there's going to be a new product release on September 16th, which is really interesting. Wonder what it is. Which could be the release date of the new iPhone and the Apple Watch. So a quick recap is, no, we don't know the exact date yet. Everything that I said on the previous video was just off of estimates, but this kind of makes sense because technically that is a holiday. So it does make sense why Apple, instead of keeping it traditional, where they would typically do the event on Tuesday, makes total sense why they're going to possibly do it on the Wednesday instead, and making the release date for the iPhones and the Apple Watch on a Friday. So to give you a quick recap from previous video when we talked about the in-depth generation of iPhones, well, the iPhone 13 mini will be no more. Apple's going to discontinue the mini lineup and replace it with the full-size iPhone 14, and that's going to be the entry price. So it's going to be $799 for the iPhone 14, which should be very similar size to the iPhone 13 and 14 Pros, as the one I'm holding right now in my hand. Now the non-Pro iPhones are going to still have the notch, but the Pro lineup is where you're going to go ahead and see the new punch hole design for the Face ID and the front-facing camera. Now prices will go up, especially on the Pro lineup, as the iPhone Pro are set to be about $200 more due to inflation and stuff. And since we have this dummy mock-up of the iPhone 14 Pro, once more, the comparison between these two from the 13 Pro and the 14 Pro is almost 1-to-1. Now this was all provided to us by Binks, and this is the phone they use to produce like accessories ahead of time for the release of the next generation iPhone, and this is the mock-up that they use to produce these next generation cases. So if we actually take one of these cases and actually put it on the 13 Pro as a fine example, it doesn't fit perfectly, so the dimensions are slightly tweaked, which is unfortunate. I used to miss those days when I was able to use an old case on the next generation iPhone when they were doing these S lineups. But nonetheless, this is the care package that Blinks provided for us, as it has like the hole punch design right here. And then on this side of the box, it also says not for sale. Now, I'm really happy that they send us this package for us to look at. Take a look at the next generation iPhones ahead of time, as well as featuring some of their accessories like this case right here, the Bliss case, which is focused more on keeping the phone cool, as this is like a nice gel texture and has like air vents right here. And yes, it does support MagSafe, so it also has a strong magnetic pull. And then you got the MagSafe case. In addition to that, they also provided the Glass Warrior, which is their tempered glass screen protector, and this neat visible powered charger, which is basically a MagSafe charger. It's clear, it looks like the Iron Man little bark that goes in the center. That's what this reminds me of. But if we go back and take a look at the iPhone 13 Pro, no, it does not look like there will be a USB-C connector down here. So it's still going to be using the lightning cable, unfortunately. Now, aside from that, new hardware that we do know about the Pro lineup is rumored to have a 48 megapixel sensor. That's a massive sensor. That's something you see typically on DSLR or SLR cameras. This one in particular I'm shooting with to make this video is using like a similar size megapixel camera. If we see that hardware on the iPhone Pros, this is going to make the iPhone really competitive in the DSLR market, which is quite crazy to think about. But aside from that, power button still located in this very similar spot, as well as the silent and volume up and down, and other rumors state that the Pros are going to receive a new bronze color, and then there will be a purple color option available for both the non-Pro and the Pro lineup of the iPhone 14. And then for the Apple Watch side of things, we are expected to see possibly a next generation version of the Apple Watch SE, so the SE2 or something like that. Not sure exactly what the number scheme Apple is going to go with for that SE lineup of Apple Watches, but it should take inspirational designs of the next generation larger display Apple Watch. And then of course we're also going to receive the Apple Watch Series 8, and then the new mysterious Apple Watch Pro, the one that is rumored to have a edge design very similar to the current generation iPhones. It's supposed to have a larger body, a stronger display, and made out of a different material, possibly titanium or stainless steel would be standard, because there's a lot of active and more rigid focused smartwatches available in the market. This is Apple's answer to that to compete. So it makes sense for Apple to make a new Pro version for those that find themselves in the harshest elements and hardcore environments. Now, rumor also states that we should see the next generation of the new Mac Pro, and then a new version of the entry-level iPad. Then lastly, next generation versions of the AirPod Pro. So a lot will definitely be unveiled on this upcoming keynote from Apple. Now, rumor has been having it that the next generation AirPod Pro are going to have a stemless design. This is, it's a 50-50 chance this is going to happen. Me personally, I don't see Apple actually doing this, because this will actually take away the iconic look of AirPods, because this was what separated AirPods compared to the competition, as everybody was going for the stemless design. But now it's vice versa. Everybody's copying Apple, mimicking that stem design somehow to their device. So this is like a signature thing from Apple. I don't think they're going to remove it. Plus, it's actually pretty functional. I'll take the stem over the tapping, because sometimes the tapping actually will move an earbud loose from my ear. But with the stem, it allows me to actually like press on it and also slightly adjust it easier that way, I guess. Now, there has been links being released of the upcoming case for the AirPod Pro, and it looks like it's going to have some speaker grills on the very bottom. Now, there's a possibility that this could be a tunnel system where you can actually use the Find My feature a lot more efficient than ever before, because there was a secret update recently for the AirPods Pro where it silently did receive a MagSafe update. You can MagSafe your AirPod Pro case like the AirPods 3, and also has the Find My capability where you could use the UI. So I think the speaker holes that's down here is some type of tunnel mechanism for the earbuds inside, where it will actually amplify the sound so you can locate it faster. I think that's what's going on here. And then since next year, there's all this talk about legal matter with the US trying to make Apple to actually switch to USB-C, these next generation version of the AirPod Pros may finally have the port to charge via USB-C. And since we're in the topic of USB-C, check this thing out. This thing actually is a USB-C connector with a display. The display is actually pretty cool. This is by Mobfree, not to be confused with Mophie, but this is the first interactive LED charging cable currently on Indiegogo. It's on their second crowdfunded campaign, and it's basically a smart charger cable for your devices. Now, this one in particular is USB-C to USB-C. It does support a 100-watt power delivery, so I could easily charge like a MacBook Pro as a fine example. And the screen will actually show me the rate that it's charging, so I could literally visually see if it is indeed quick charging. Now, this is app supported, as you could customize the message with a cool little animation for the welcome screen or a text. You could even create your very own if you like to upload your own pixelated art. And basically just gives you this little cool screen that will share with you the real battery stats and the charging power that's being delivered through that cable. These little ends are actually made out of steel, it feels like, and it's also braided, so it's built to last. Now, it doesn't just come available in USB-C to USB-C. There also is a USB-C to Lightning port, and yes, it does indeed support data. But yeah, as of right now, they're on Indiegogo. And so far, I've been using these for a couple of days now. It's pretty cool that you can customize it. I'll have a link to their Indiegogo in the video description down below. Now back to the video at large. So yes, this may be the first time we're finally going to see USB-C come out for the AirPods. Now, other new things that the AirPods 2 will receive is an upgrade in its internal hardware in terms of sound quality. So the driver, of course, will be upgraded. So obviously, the next generation AirPods should receive an improvement in overall sound quality with new drivers and an enhancement in that Apple lossless audio quality. So I wouldn't be surprised if it has the new Bluetooth LC3 codec, which not only improves sound quality, but also phone quality as well. And then knowing Apple, this should receive the new H2 chip, should allow the next generation AirPods Pro to establish a much more secure, stable connection than ever before, which should also improve the whole Apple ecosystem, the capability to actually quickly sync between other devices at once. So like the seamless connect to one Apple device to the other, like when you answer a phone call while you're listening to something on your iPad, it should connect in less than a second from device to device. So aside from that, it should still be equipped with all the unique features that the AirPods Pros have to offer, like transparency mode and active noise cancellation, and of course MagSafe. But that's basically the quick rundown of what we know about the next generation version of the AirPods Pro 2, which should hopefully be released sometime next month. Aside from that, there you guys have it. That is everything we know so far based off leaks, rumors, reliable sources, on things what we should expect next month for the next generation release of the new device. Comment down below what's your thoughts. Do you really think AirPods are finally going to receive USB-C connectivity? And then if the Apple Watch Pro does get released as well, would you actually go ahead and buy it? Especially when you take into consideration there's a slight chance it may cost close to $1,000. Because typically rugged smartwatches like Garmin and such, they typically have a price range close to $1,000 or more. And I think that's what Apple is trying to do, is become a competitor even in that smartwatch category. Anyways, there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, link to the featured products will be all linked in the video description down below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. Really appreciate if you actually leave this video a like, as it'll help me out a lot. And get subscribed if you enjoy a lot of tech videos just like this. And also feel free to share this video to a friend if you feel like they also need to know these type of stuff to be prepared and prep their wallet for September, because that's going to be expensive, especially with the price increase of the next generation Pro lineup of iPhones, or even the entire lineup in general. I can't believe they're discontinuing the iPhone mini. I'm really bummed down. I know I don't own the iPhone mini, but if I wasn't a content creator, I would totally rock the iPhone mini. The only reason I have the Pro is due to the fact the camera technology is just impressive whenever I have to make videos on the go. So it makes sense for me to have the Pro. But personally, if I wasn't a YouTuber or anything like that, the iPhone mini would have been my choice. So I'm really bummed down knowing that it's going to be discontinued. It's just going to replace with the standard iPhone 14. Anyways, now I'm just mumbling on. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to watch more, check out this video over here. That is the video I was referencing about the iPhone 14 lineup. And then that video over there, that is just a video YouTube is recommending specifically for you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.